Hello, everyone. I am coming at you with a Facebook Live again today, and I'm just going to take a minute to wait before I jump in to see if there's anybody that wants to join or is still trying to log on and join. So yeah, it's Friday, and I don't normally plan to do a Facebook Live on Fridays, but I shared with you on the group earlier the quote that you saw, that it was in the meme or whatever, and it really inspired me. And I was thinking about, hey Marilyn, thanks for joining. It really inspired me to want to actually share more than you probably would want to read in a Facebook post. And so I decided that I was going to just jump on here and do a real quick impromptu Facebook Live. And so I'm going to read the quote to you again. It's, no matter how far you've gone on the wrong track, turn back, which is a Turkish proverb. And the reason that really resonated with me was a little bit of my own journey and my own story. And so, you know, what happened with me is I'm this person. I was always, as soon as I got out of college, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And I got into the world of finance and realized, oh, no, this is not what I wanted to do. And I had this burning desire in me and I knew that there was more out there for me. I knew there was something I was meant to do with my life. And so I just needed to figure out what it was. And unfortunately, I was young and didn't really know what to do, but I sort of just haphazardly moved around and tried to figure out what I wanted to do. And it took me to working in fundraising. And then eventually, after some other stops along the way, I got into social work. And I went to grad school for social work because I thought I wanted to be a therapist. And so I spent tons of money on a pretty expensive private school education to get myself a social work degree. And eventually, fast forward 8 years later, all of a sudden I was sitting there thinking, wait a minute, this isn't what I wanted. I don't enjoy what I thought I was going to enjoy doing. And holy crap, I have spent so much money on my education, and I'm still paying off some of those loans. And how the heck am I going to make a change when I know I'm headed down the wrong path right now? I know this isn't where I belong, and yet I have invested so much to get here. Time, energy, money, my work experience, all these things. And I was stuck because I'm thinking to myself, you know, I don't want to waste everything that I have invested in this path. And at the same time, I knew that it wasn't right. And, you know, what really resonated with me with this quote is, I was too afraid to turn back. I was too afraid to admit that this wasn't what I wanted, that no matter how much time and money I had invested, this was not my path, and I needed to figure out something else. And so that process that I went through, not only of trying to kind of come to terms with the fact that something I had thought was my goal and that I invested all this time and money ended up not being what I really wanted, you know, that's part of why I created my Career Shift Accelerator program, is because I got stuck in this mindset of thinking that everything I had done up until this point, if I turned my back or turned back down the path, was going to be a waste. Partly mindset, but also partly I didn't really know how I could use the skills that I actually enjoyed in the work that I was doing to pivot and do something different. And it's why I am on this mission now of helping other women not get stuck like I was, not feel like what they've invested, what they have done up until this point is just a waste, and that they don't know how they can transition the skills and the expertise and the education that they've already developed in their career and shift it into another path. And it's why I'm on this mission. And I just want to look here real quickly. Marilyn said, that's exactly how I feel. I know I need to change because I'm miserable, but I don't want to waste or lose what I have. Plus, I don't know where I'd and she's saying, well, you just read my mind. And yes, that's it, Marilyn. And that's part of why I have created all of this is to really help people not feel stuck, not feel like this is going to be a waste, and in fact, empower them to see how what they are bringing to the table is actually extremely valuable outside of maybe the path that they're on right now. And so, you know, it's actually a big piece of the first step of my program that I go through with my clients of looking, it's the clarity method is what it's called, and it's really looking at these pieces that you've brought from your past and repackage and repurpose them and use them to move in a different direction. Sometimes that's a drastic different direction. Sometimes it's just a little tweak, a little shift. And so that's one of the things that I do in my program, is so that people don't feel so stuck. So let's see, how can I take, Marilyn's saying, how can I take my talents and trainings and know where to pivot them? Yeah, exactly. That's probably the #1 question I get from people. And in fact, there were some questions in the Facebook group earlier this week that were asking the same thing of like, how do I go about using what I already have to transfer them into something else? And so, you know, this was just a quick impromptu Facebook Live, but I would actually love to dig a little bit deeper into that question, Marilyn. And I can't do it today because I do need to get going. But what I'd love to ask you, Marilyn, is if I did a Facebook Live like next Thursday, I think I could do like an 11:30 my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. I'd love to kind of go a little bit more in depth on that with you. I'm just looking, would that work for you, Marilyn? Would you be willing to be a guinea pig? So we can kind of look at a little bit, pull apart a little bit more of what that would actually be like for you. Let's see if she responds. And if she doesn't, we can I can chat with you later. Because this is a huge piece that people do struggle with. And it's why it's part of the reason why I created this clarity method, is to really help people uncover those pieces and figure out how do I, oh, yeah, she said, oh my God, I would love that. Yeah, cool, awesome. Well, Marilyn, put it on your calendar. I will plan to be back here so we can pull that apart a little bit more and get a little more in detail with that for you. So anyway, just wanted to share that little piece of my story with you guys and why that quote resonated so much with me. And I'm just curious to hear from all of you guys how either that quote or my story maybe resonates for you as well. Maybe it's that you have invested a lot of time and money and energy into a path that doesn't feel like it's the right path for you anymore, and yet you're struggling with, how do I change paths? How do I go back? How do I do something different that doesn't waste everything that I have put into this? So I thank you guys for joining me today. Please comment anything that's resonating for you in this, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week. See you later. Bye.